There's a quiet point inside you, a hidden space where every possibility lies dormant, waiting for the precise moment when your attention awakens it. High performance doesn't begin at the surface of tasks or goals. It is born in that invisible field where vibration, awareness, and the very architecture of reality intertwine. Today, I invite you to step with me beyond the thin veil that separates what's visible from what's essential, so we can explore the hidden code that supports extraordinary results. But before we dive deeper, I want to ask for something meaningful. Take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's not just a symbolic gesture, it's an energetic move. By supporting content that elevates consciousness, you activate a quantum field of expansion, creating space for more people to receive the insights that are also transforming you. That simple click sends out a wave of resonance, amplifying the reach of this message while strengthening your own intention for growth. Picture every thought and every emotion as a subtle signal, like the sound of an instrument tuning before a grand symphony begins. When you decide to align that signal with clarity and purpose, reality answers back like an echo, rearranging circumstances and opening doors that once felt locked. That's what high performance truly is, a silent dialogue between your inner vibration and the infinite possibilities described by quantum physics as the field of all probabilities. Many people believe peak performance depends only on visible effort, endless hours of study, intense workouts, relentless hustle. But the truth revealed by quantum mechanics and metaphysics is that there's an earlier layer, a place where intention weaves the fabric of what becomes real. I remember working on my first big projects. While focusing on technical details, I realized my results mirrored the inner state I cultivated. Focus, gratitude, and an expanded vision generated solutions far beyond what I initially imagined. When we step into this perspective, we begin to see that matter isn't fixed or rigid. It dances in response to the consciousness observing it. Quantum physics shows us that particles take shape when measured, inviting us to ask, what measurement are you offering your own life? If your attention rests on fear or urgency, that's what collapses into your experience. But when you choose serenity, clarity, and enthusiasm, an entirely new universe quietly opens before you. Over the next few minutes, we'll decode the keys that sustain the invisible code of high performance. Together, we'll explore how your personal vibration fuels creativity, how quantum mechanics explains the flexibility of outcomes, and how awareness, when guided with clear intention, can transform simple actions into gestures capable of changing destinies. Stay present, stay curious. This knowledge is rare, and it may become a turning point in your journey. The invisible foundations of high performance. High performance isn't a fixed destination. It's an ongoing state of alignment between mind, body, and your subtle energy field. When we speak about a field, we're referring to the dimension described by quantum physics, an ocean of possibilities where each intention acts as a tuning signal. Just as invisible waves carry music to your device, your thoughts and feelings modulate the frequency of your life, shaping either harmony or noise in every experience you have. Think about elite athletes or visionary scientists. Before any physical feat or intellectual breakthrough, there's a carefully cultivated inner state. They train their minds to remain steady, even under intense pressure. That calm isn't an accident. It's the result of deliberate practices, focused breathing, intentional attention, constructive imagination. These routines align their vibration, preparing the nervous system and the energetic field to respond with clarity, creativity, and precision when it matters most. I remember a pivotal moment in my own professional path, when I had to present an innovative idea to a demanding group. More than preparing slides, I focused on calibrating my inner vibration. I visualized clarity flowing through my words, felt genuine gratitude for the chance to share insight, and silently sent respect toward the audience. The outcome was surprising. The room became lighter, dialogue opened naturally, and my proposal was embraced almost immediately. The field responds to the state of being that observes it. Quantum mechanics teaches us that reality isn't as solid as we assume. Subatomic particles exist in a state of potential until they're observed. This principle, called the collapse of the wave function, can be translated metaphysically as the power of conscious attention. Every time you hold a clear, steady focus, whether on learning, health, or a project, you invite favorable probabilities to settle into the timeline of your life, giving form to outcomes that once felt distant. High performance, therefore, doesn't rely only on external metrics, but on the ability to harmonize vibration and intention. If your inner state vibrates out of sync, anxiety, doubt, or haste, your output will feel fragmented, no matter how skilled you are. But when you organize your thoughts, breathe with awareness, and nurture a higher purpose, you generate internal coherence. That coherence echoes into your environment, attracting solutions, people, and circumstances aligned with what you radiate. So I invite you to pause and reflect. What are the dominant frequencies shaping your daily routine? Notice whether there's room for silence, gratitude, and an expansive view of possibilities. True high performance begins with the decision to care for the vibration that fuels your actions. In the coming segments, we'll uncover practical tools and quantum principles designed to help you reorganize your inner field and steadily expand the level of results you're capable of manifesting. The dialogue between consciousness and reality. When we begin to understand that consciousness plays an active role in shaping reality, a whole new horizon opens up for the meaning of high performance. Quantum science reveals that the observer influences the behavior of particles. Translated into everyday life, the way you choose to perceive a challenge, whether an exam, an important meeting, or an athletic goal, determines how your inner resources organize themselves to meet that moment. Picture yourself standing before a big goal. If your mind is flooded with thoughts of failure, that frequency builds a field that blocks access to your most creative abilities. But when you learn to nurture a vibration of confidence and clarity, your brain activates neural networks linked to problem solving, while your body releases chemicals that sharpen focus and enhance well-being. The quantum and the biological aren't separate forces. They move together, choreographing the quality of your performance. I recall a time when I had to finish an extensive project under a tight deadline. Instead of jumping straight into frantic activity, I paused to align my thoughts. I pictured the finished result in detail, took steady breaths, felt genuine gratitude for the opportunity, and only then began. A sense of flow emerged. Ideas arrived naturally, productivity rose, and even minor distractions seemed to fade. When inner coherence is present, time itself feels as if it stretches in your favor. Researchers describe this phenomenon as psychophysiological coherence, a state connected to harmony between the brain, the heart, and the nervous system. When you bring your emotions and thoughts into alignment, your entire organism works in sync. That harmony generates a stable vibrational field, allowing for clearer decisions and faster, wiser responses. It's not merely about motivation. It's about a real alignment between the unseen dimensions of your being and the tangible world around you. Practicing this doesn't require elaborate rituals. Before starting an important task, take a short moment. Close your eyes. Breathe. Notice where your attention is resting and gently direct it toward the desired outcome, feeling as though it's already real. This simple act produces a micro-collapse of probabilities, guiding your inner system towards states of excellence. Over time, that habit becomes an automatic trigger, readying you for your best performance whenever you need it. Seen through this lens, high performance isn't only about hitting targets. It's about cultivating a lucid presence capable of conversing with the subtle forces that sustain the material world. When you learn to recognize the dance between your awareness and the fabric of reality, life stops being a mechanical sequence and becomes an ongoing creative process. In the next sections, we'll explore how to strengthen this skill until it becomes second nature, a companion in everything you aim to achieve. Vibration, choices, and the field of possibilities. Every time you become aware of the quality behind your inner choices, you begin a quiet dialogue with what quantum physics calls the field of possibilities. This field isn't some distant metaphor. It's a living ocean of energy, where each particle reacts to subtle instructions of information. Within this framework, high performance begins the moment you learn to notice what you're broadcasting: your thoughts, emotions, expectations, and to adjust the tone of that signal so it supports the outcome you desire. Many people spend huge amounts of energy trying to control outer circumstances, forgetting that the origin of movement lies within. The vibration you hold before taking action shapes how efficiently you execute it. Starting a project while tense produces mental rigidity. Beginning from a state of calm purpose unlocks intuition and creativity. It's much like planting seeds. The emotional soil where you plant them determines the vitality and growth that will eventually emerge. I experienced this firsthand when preparing complex material for an audience unfamiliar with quantum ideas. Instead of worrying excessively about their reactions, I focused on cultivating clarity and joy about sharing something meaningful. That inner attitude created an effortless flow. Explanations became smooth, examples surfaced naturally, and the group left inspired. The state you carry inside becomes a bridge, allowing learning to travel deeper than words alone could ever reach. From a scientific perspective, quantum mechanics shows that systems tend to organize themselves whenever coherence exists among their variables. Brought into daily life, that means when thought, emotion, and action line up, your vital energy flows with far less resistance. This inner alignment nourishes more than just results. It strengthens health, resilience, and the quality of your relationships. You begin to vibrate at a frequency that attracts what resonates with your clear intention. To put this awareness into practice, create a small ritual before meaningful activities. It doesn't have to be elaborate. Close your eyes for a few moments, take a steady breath, feel gratitude for the opportunity ahead, and visualize the ideal scenario unfolding. This brief preparation forms a precise vibrational signature, signaling your brain, body, and the quantum field about the path you're choosing. Over time, the process becomes second nature, turning you into a conscious co-creator of your own performance. As you integrate these insights, you discover that extraordinary outcomes aren't privileges reserved for a few, but the natural result of an intimate relationship with the vibration that powers your actions. High performance is the art of living in a state of creative presence, where each step is guided by a flow far wiser than sheer effort. In the next segments, we'll look at how science and metaphysics converge to provide even sharper tools for strengthening this alignment. Turning inner states into concrete results. When we talk about high performance, most people picture goals, schedules, and measurable indicators. Yet behind every achievement lies an invisible starting point, the vibrational state that precedes any action. It functions like a filter, deciding which ideas you'll notice, which opportunities you'll recognize, and how you'll respond when the unexpected appears. Quantum physics supports this view by revealing that before any manifestation, there is a field of probabilities ready to respond to the clarity of your focus. Imagine a musician carefully tuning their instrument before stepping on stage. If the tuning is even slightly off, the performance loses strength, no matter how skilled the player might be. The same is true for us. When we rush into tasks without first aligning our inner frequency, we waste energy compensating for internal noise. The highest level of performance arises when your inner instrument is finely tuned, allowing action to flow in harmony with purpose and meaning. I remember a season when I was asked to lead an innovative project under demanding deadlines. Instead of locking myself into the weight of the challenge, I spent a few quiet minutes breathing rhythmically, reconnecting with why that work mattered. That simple gesture turned anxiety into clarity. Meetings gained a natural rhythm, decisions became sharper, and the team felt inspired. The inner state reshaped the quality of collaboration, proving how energy precedes effective strategy. From the perspective of quantum mechanics, this process can be seen as an adjustment of the wave function that governs your performance. Each time you steady your mind within a coherent intention, you collapse probabilities that align with that coherence. The universe mirrors the frequency you maintain, reflecting it back in events, insights, and timing. That's why cultivating mindful attention before acting is more than motivational advice. It's a principle rooted in the subtle laws of reality itself. To train this ability, try a simple practice. Before beginning an important activity, take 3 deliberate breaths. As you inhale, imagine gathering clarity and focus. As you exhale, release any emotional weight. Then visualize your desired result as though it has already happened, letting a quiet sense of confidence settle inside you. This small habit reorganizes your biochemistry and signals the quantum field about the direction you want to impress upon unfolding events. Over time, you'll notice that true high performance isn't about running faster or pushing harder. It's about moving with intention and lightness, allowing the creative intelligence of the universe to join every step. When you learn to tune your inner vibration before action, you unlock a silent power that transcends effort and leads you toward levels of achievement once unimaginable. In the upcoming segments, we'll explore how to sustain this flow, even amid pressure or unexpected change. Sustaining flow under pressure. True mastery in high performance isn't simply about achieving results when everything lines up perfectly. It's about holding coherence when challenges arise. The vibration you nurture in moments of tension becomes decisive. When pressure mounts, your nervous system tends to trigger fight or flight reactions. Yet those who learn to pause, breathe, observe, and realign their focus can transform heavy situations into opportunities to display clarity, strength, and quiet authority. Quantum physics introduces the concept of superposition. Particles can exist in multiple potential states until they are observed. Likewise, whenever you face a problem, countless solutions hover in possibility. But under stress, your perception narrows, making them hard to see. By keeping calm, you expand access to those hidden pathways, as though opening a window to options that had been concealed. The quantum field responds more favorably when your mind stays open and receptive. I recall a moment when I had to present solutions during an organizational crisis. The room was thick with tension, but I knew panicking would only blur my insight. I chose to stand still for a few seconds, felt my feet rooted on the floor, and directed my attention towards solutions instead of fear. That small shift released fresh, creative ideas that helped the team reach consensus. In that meeting, my vibrational alignment proved just as valuable as my technical knowledge. From a physiological angle, coherent emotional states regulate heart rate variability, enhancing the dialogue between heart and brain. This harmony strengthens decision-making and stabilizes mental energy. Put differently, maintaining an ordered inner field helps you tune in to the most relevant information while filtering distractions. It's like adjusting a finely crafted antenna. The clearer the frequency, the sharper the signal you receive from the environment and from your own intuition. But you can cultivate this capacity with short centering practices. When anxiety rises before a meeting or an exam, pause intentionally. Take a deep, steady breath. Notice where tension gathers in your body and imagine calm expanding from that spot throughout your system. This simple act balances your inner rhythm, letting you act from a place of power rather than urgency. With practice, this response becomes a natural reflex, accessible in any situation. By sustaining serenity even in demanding environments, you prove that high performance isn't the same as frantic effort. but the art of steady presence. That level of mastery begins in the subtle space where awareness, vibration, and information converge. In the next sections, we'll explore how to transform this stability into an enduring resource, one capable of nourishing your goals and generating consistent results, even when external reality seems unpredictable. Making coherence a way of life. High performance stops being an occasional event the moment it becomes part of your very identity. It's not enough to align your vibration only in critical moments. You need to nurture a lasting state of lucid presence. That means observing the thoughts that visit you most often, adjusting habits that don't support balance, and feeding emotions that sustain stability. The more consistently you practice this awareness, the steadier your energetic field becomes, letting excellence and calm accompany you through everyday steps. Quantum physics suggests that reality is shaped through the ongoing interaction between observer and phenomenon. Every small daily gesture, the way you greet the morning, respond to a message, or prepare a simple meal, carries information that tells the field how you wish to experience life. When your actions reflect inner order, the environment subtly reorganizes itself to mirror that pattern. This fine nuance is one of the least understood yet most powerful secrets behind sustained high performance. I remember the season when I decided to reshape my morning routine. Instead of waking up and plunging directly into tasks, I set aside 10 quiet minutes to breathe consciously, read something inspiring, and set clear intentions for the day. That modest ritual produced visible changes. My energy levels stayed steady. I handled surprises with more ease, and even casual interactions gained a more harmonious tone. The field seems to respond to signals delivered with consistent clarity. From a neuroscientific standpoint, repeating coherent emotional states strengthens synaptic pathways tied to focus and resilience. Brain plasticity confirms what spiritual traditions have long taught. What you rehearse inside yourself becomes the path you naturally walk. When we combine this insight with quantum perspectives, it becomes clear that training your vibration is just as essential as building muscles or technical skills. It's the quiet foundation that underlies genuine mastery. One practical way to cultivate daily coherence is to choose simple anchors, a gentle reminder on your phone to pause and breathe, a short phrase written in your planner, or a moment of gratitude before meals. These tiny cues realign your attention, preventing distractions from hijacking the flow of your day. Over time, you develop an internal current that precedes any action, turning you into an attentive guardian of your own vibrational state, the very care that sustains lasting, meaningful achievement. When you realize that your thoughts and emotions leave traces on the fabric of reality, you begin to treat every instant as sacred space for creation. High performance then shifts from being only about efficiency to becoming a celebration of awakened consciousness, one that unites science, sensitivity, and ethical action. In the next sections, we'll look at how to extend this vibration into the world around you, amplifying your impact and inspiring others to move with the same clarity and purpose. Expanding the reach of your vibration. Once you learn to sustain inner coherence, a new invitation appears. Allow that vibration to extend beyond the limits of your body and flow into the environment around you. Everything you do from a state of alignment carries a subtle energetic signature. Even without words, people sense the difference between someone acting under tension and someone moving with clarity, empathy, and calm strength. That quiet presence has the power to transform meetings, relationships, and even the atmosphere of physical spaces. In quantum physics, there's a fascinating phenomenon called entanglement. Particles remain connected, responding to each other instantly, even across vast distances. Metaphorically, this suggests that your personal vibration intertwines with broader fields, influencing invisible networks of interaction. When you cultivate elevated states, you're sending out signals that can awaken creativity, empathy, and courage in those around you, without needing to explain complex theories or use persuasive words. I remember a time when I joined a team worn down by conflict. Instead of trying to convince each person through rational arguments, I chose to hold a steady field of serenity and quiet confidence. Gradually, the atmosphere softened. Constructive ideas began to surface, and before long, collaboration replaced competition. That experience revealed an important truth. Collective high performance often begins with the stable vibration of one individual devoted to harmony and balance. Studies on social coherence show that entire groups can improve their effectiveness when they share positive emotions and meaningful goals. This insight echoes timeless spiritual teachings about communion and the unified field. When you align personal objectives with a purpose larger than yourself, you become an agent who elevates the frequency of the environment. Success stops being a solitary conquest and becomes the natural result of shared resonance, built through intentional connection. To put this into practice, start by observing the smaller spaces where you interact. Arrive at a meeting or gathering a few minutes early. Breathe deeply and consciously choose the energy you wish to radiate. Calm, joy, gratitude, or clear focus. That simple intention creates an atmosphere that invites others to join the same wavelength. In doing so, you not only enhance your own performance, but make it easier for everyone to reach higher levels of creativity and cooperation. When you understand that your awareness functions as a transmitter, you take responsibility for the quality of what you offer the world. High performance also means presenting your best internal state as a silent gift to the collective life around you. In the next blocks, we'll explore how to anchor this awareness into daily practices and structure it into tangible goals so that your impact doesn't fade, but multiplies in steady waves of transformation. Structuring inspiration into tangible goals. There comes a moment when understanding the link between vibration and reality is no longer enough. Inspiration must be organized into steady, intentional action. High performance becomes solid when you translate inner clarity into tangible goals with steps that respect your natural rhythm. That framework isn't meant to trap you, but to support creative flow, like building strong riverbanks so the current has direction without stifling the living water that gives it force and beauty. Quantum physics reminds us that systems find stability when their variables interact in an ordered way. Likewise, your performance gains strength when your goals, habits, and values align. This means selecting objectives that resonate with your deepest purpose rather than chasing only external expectations. When you act in harmony with your inner center, effort feels lighter, and the likelihood of success increases dramatically, as if the field itself bends to support coherent movement. I remember a phase when I wanted to broaden my professional reach without sacrificing authenticity. My first step was to write clear intentions, connected to the real value I wanted to offer. Then I set small weekly targets, revisiting them in a state of gratitude to ensure every advance remained vibrationally aligned. That simple practice opened unexpected doors, offered meaningful opportunities, and grounded achievements in balance and significance rather than stress or chance. Metaphysically, defining clear objectives is like giving the universe a precise address where you'd like its blessings delivered. This subtle communication happens through frequency, not just words. When you shape your aims from a calm, purposeful field, you create a roadmap that guides you even on challenging days. That clarity lowers internal noise, offering firm footing as you navigate the natural twists and turns that appear along any worthwhile path. To structure your goals, try an uncomplicated approach. Choose 3 essential areas for the next quarter, maybe health, learning, and contribution. In each, write a measurable objective and add a short sentence that captures the feeling linked to its fulfillment. This blend of practical measure and emotional vibration speaks both to your conscious mind and the unseen field, uniting logical planning with creative energy, giving your intentions a pulse of life and direction. When you learn to weave inspiration, vibration, and planning together, you realize that high performance isn't about rigidity. It's a coordinated dance between clarity and flexibility. You become able to welcome the unexpected without losing direction, adjusting your pace when needed while keeping your eyes on the horizon. In the final block, we'll gather all these elements, showing how to keep the flame of this knowledge alive and integrate it continuously into your personal and professional journey. Closing and final invitation. We've reached the end of this journey, yet true knowledge doesn't stop here. It unfolds within you, calling for practice, reflection, and gentle curiosity. The invisible code of high performance isn't a secret meant for a select few. It's an open invitation to live with clarity, intention, and courage. Each concept explored, vibration, quantum mechanics, consciousness, forms a living map designed to guide your next steps toward results that are sustainable, meaningful, and deeply aligned with who you are. Together, we revisited the subtle power of personal vibration, the influence of the observer revealed through quantum physics, the strength of emotional alignment, and the value of structuring goals that speak to your purpose. All these pieces merge into a single, integrated system where science and spirituality work side by side, reminding us that elevated performance is, above all, a state of awakened consciousness. That state flourishes when you honor every detail of your inner field. I invite you now to choose one insight or practice that resonated most with you throughout this experience and apply it today. It might be the conscious breathing exercise before an important task, a kind revision of your goals, or simply the act of watching your thoughts with compassion. Small gestures, repeated with clear intention, create solid pathways. The universe responds to those who move forward with focus and perseverance, even in their smallest steps. And remember, supporting content that expands awareness is also a quantum gesture. If this material has brought value to your life, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Each interaction creates a resonance field that carries this wisdom to others, helping more people awaken to their creative potential. Together, we can form a collective field that inspires ethics, creativity, and harmony in every corner it touches. See yourself as a transmitter of possibilities. By cultivating elevated inner states, you not only enhance your own path, but help raise the environment around you. This is where high performance gains a larger meaning. It becomes a quiet service to the world, a living testimony that efficiency, serenity, and purpose can walk hand in hand. This awareness turns outcomes into legacies and goals into tools for genuine contribution. May this message continue to echo inside you, reminding you that there is always a point of power in the present moment. Use it to create, to learn, to share, and to live with authenticity. Thank you for accompanying me to this point, allowing these reflections to resonate in your heart. Keep walking with clarity and joy, and let the universe express itself through your best vibrational state. I look forward to meeting you again in future journeys here at Dazzle of Dawn. And so, see you in the next video, with more information on everything that involves growing, evolving, transforming, and manifesting. See you soon.